Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Day Trade with Tony. I am, of course, Tony, and we're all about day trading. So today is Monday, the 8th of May. So it's the second week of May, and we've been doing this small account challenge. So we're doing a 500 to 15,000 challenge. What that essentially means is I started with a $500 account last Wednesday, and the task is to grow it to $15,000. Now, I am trading my main account in tandem, but really I'm going to be updating you about this small account challenge on a daily. I'm concentrating more on the small account for the month of May. Hopefully we can actually get to $15,000 in May. It's proving a lot more difficult than I originally thought it might do. And that's a large portion of that is down to fees and charges. With a micro account like $500, the fees and charges account for a larger percentage. So if you take a hit, and of course you've got the $500 leverage barrier as well. But if you take a hit, it means that it's difficult to come back from that. You can't just bounce back and brush it off. So you've got to be a little bit more discerning with the trading. And today I started off with a red trade. I went long on IBRX. Then, as it started to sell off, I noticed it was weak, and I went short on it. It's actually that I'm being a little bit economical with the truth. It had already sold off, and I saw that it was still looking weak, so I went short on it and sold. It was easy to borrow, so I managed to make $40 back on it. So we finished about $5 up on IBRX across both long and short. And then Guardforce AI. So you remember that old chestnut from a couple of months ago? So Guardforce AI started moving, and we managed to jump on that for a quick pop and make just over $166, which meant giving us a net green day of $170. So that's a 25%, well, 26.5% gain actually. So we've grown the account 26.5% on a gross level today. Now, after fees and charges, I'm expecting there's probably going to be about $50-$60 come out of that, or by the time the trade settle tomorrow. So I should have about $110-$120 off the top. And so $110, $120 plus the $642 that we started with yesterday will give us approximately $740, $750 in terms of starting position tomorrow. So we're growing the account. We'll effectively, let's just assume that we're at $750 when we start tomorrow. That means that in effectively 4 trading days, we've grown the account 50%. Which is, by any stretch of the imagination, that's a great start to the challenge. It is proving tricky. These incremental gains, well, they don't sound a lot. So $170 today. It was $240 on Friday. $50 loss on Thursday, and $182. So the $100, it doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, if you can make $200 a day, that's $1,000 a week, that's $4,000 a month. That's half, $50,000 a year. That's more than the average industrialized nation average wage in the industrialized nations. So it is difficult, but good earnings can be made from trading small accounts. Now, that's not the purpose. The purpose here is to grow this small account, because if you've got a large amount of money, you can make a large amount of money. Making money with money is relatively easy. Making money without money is relatively hard. So that's what I'm trying to achieve here with the small account. So let's talk about the small account. Where did we go with this? And you can see IBRX was moving up. And we got this move here. So I got in pretty much as this moved up. It was over $6. I would have liked to have got in here if I'd been paying attention. Kind of break of 615, 620. You get this move up, almost a W pattern, but this move up here, break of new highs after the pullback, and that would have been a nice entry. But I didn't. So I saw this moving up, and I was waiting for the next entry. So the next entry, you get the pullback. Next new high was here. I got a really bad fill, so I got filled up here, and then I got out as this as it pulled back. I got out as it broke new lows. I put a stop in at the low of this candle, and it stopped me out as it broke lows. Now we did trade this, as I say, to the short side as this started to sell off. You can see here that it sold off hard. Again, this would have been a nice entry here. So the sell off, pull up, and then next candle make a new low. That would have been the perfect entry there to go short. But I didn't see it until, because I was out walking the dog at this stage, so I didn't see this until it actually gone past there. And then I got in for, as this pulled up, I got in as this made another move to the south side here. And I was able to ride this down and cover at the bottom pretty much. So I made just $40 on that on that move. And I went in for 500 shares, selling 500 shares, and I made 8 cents. So not a bad move. I like to get 10 cents. I would have liked to have got 10 cents, but it seemed to be kind of stalling around 490. The level 2 was telling me that there was good support at 490. So I thought, okay, I'll just cover base hits. It's all about base hits. It takes us, whilst in net terms after fees and charging, probably a little bit red, but we were $5 up at that stage. So then we traded Guard Force AI, and this was the one that started to make a move up later in the day. This is where we traded Guard Force. So yeah, it started to make its move up. We got this pullback, the doji, if you will. Then as we made new highs here, I decided to, that's when I got in here, and I was able to ride this up, and pretty much up to here is where I got out. So again, I think it was 300 shares at the time. I took 2 entries with that. So here I think I got stopped out here, and then I got back in here and rolled that up. Got a double top of the devil horns there, so I was looking for an additional break of highs, but I kind of got a bit spooked with the devil horns, so I didn't trade that any further. And that was Guard Force, $166, nearly $170. So nearly $167. So that was $170 in total. And that put us pretty much, well, not pretty much. It recovered certainly some of the drawdown that we've had. But let's have a look at. I want to track this now. So this is. So here we go. So this is the this month's small account challenge statistics. So you can see there the off the $500, we had a good Wednesday, although we took a little bit too many trades. 6 trades there, 6 trades there, 6 trades there. I've learned from that, so I'm just getting to goal and running away. Okay, get green, get to goal, get out. That's the small account way. So that's what I've done. So 3 trades today, 2 tickers. So what does that look like in terms of statistics? So $548 in total gross gains. So let's put that into context. We started with $500 account. We've made $550 nearly. So we've made 110% in 4 days. Like I said, the challenge that we've had with this account has been fees and charges. So whilst we're coming back tomorrow with probably 50% up on our starting position from last Wednesday, that means that 50% of our gains have been taken away in fees and charges. So, well, we've had that $50 loss on Thursday as well. So 40% of our gains have gone in fees and charges. So it's extremely frustrating when to consider that. So $550. If I look at this is what's got to be on point, and it isn't at the moment, but it's got to be on point. So accuracy, kind of a 2-to-1, which is fine. 2-to-1 winners to losses. I need to get more accurate with the trades on the small account. I need to be as close to 100% accuracy as possible until we've got over that kind of $1,500, $2,000 mark. And then once we've done that, I can be a little bit more, leeway. I've got a little bit more leeway to maneuver. K ratio is risk versus reward, not quite where it needs to be. A good K ratio is a 2. Currently we're at 1.5. So whilst we're profitable, it's really down to the accuracy rather than the risk versus reward at this moment in time. So you can see here what we've been able to Wednesday 182 and $50 loss, 245, and then Monday. So we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Okay. So that's essentially where we're at right now in terms of the small account. So the goal is, if we do this on a daily basis, we're currently averaging about 14% net, which is important. So rather than the gross numbers, which could be very, very close to kind of 30-40% gross, but if we're averaging 14% net, that puts us on track. And if we do that, it puts us on track to hit the 15K in mid-June. So if we do that, then that'll probably be me done trading for not just the small account, but on the main account for about a month or so whilst I do some relocation. But that being said, I'm not going to abandon you, okay? So for those of you in the Day Trade with Tony Discord, I will continue to be watching the markets and calling out. And if I take some trades, I've got to move my entire setup. So that's a big thing. So trading on the portable setup, it's okay for trading, not so much for streaming. So I can give it a go. But it's unlikely, whilst I'm relocating, that I will be streaming. But I will be in the Discord, and I will do some trade recaps and things over the course of that narrow period of a couple of weeks whilst I relocate. That being said, we've got a long way to go before then. So we've had another good day on the main account. We've managed to have a $12,000 day on the main account. So let's have a quick look at that. Okay, so the last thing we traded here is All My Home, and this was absolutely mental and it was. Let's look at this for a second on the 1 minute. You can see on the 1 minute it was halt after halt after halt, and I managed to get in here. As this moved up, I took a quick trade here. It gapped up, and I was out. It did do another halt up, and then it just went wild after hours. So I managed to make $7,000 on just over $7,000 on this move here because of the whole gap up, and that was the biggest trade of the day. The next biggest trade of the day was Trevena. Now, Trevena was moving up all day long, and I got an inverse head and shoulders, which I'm actually showing you here. So I saw this inverse, and I called this out in the Discord as well. We've got this inverse head and shoulders. I missed this entire move. When we got this inverse head and shoulders here, there's your shoulder one, there's your head, there's your shoulder two. I got in here for the break of the $0.50. That was kind of the neckline. So, and then of course the stop loss would have been here, but it then moved up into a halt. It gapped up whilst it pulled down. It didn't reach my stop, which was pretty much my break-even level. So as it then started to make its move up, I added to the position, and it went into another halt, gapped up, and then I put the stops in place, and I got stop tied up at the top there. So I was able to make $7,500 on that. So that was another really good trade today with Trevena. But what was great about this was this inverse head and shoulders. Very clean. One of the cleanest patterns I've seen today, if not the cleanest pattern, and certainly from the breakout, it was extremely clean. We traded Kavana. So this is where we got Kavana, and was able to get a nice portion of that and made $3,000. We traded Guard Force, made a little bit on Guard Force. What happened is when I traded Guard Force on the small account, when I finished and I got stopped out, I switched over to the main account. I thought, okay, get green, get to goal, get out. So I locked up the small account and switched over onto the main account, and I managed to trade the kind of the top end of that move on Guard Force here. So this was at the top end of this move. It did try to make another move up, but you've got this double top, the M pattern, if you will. So I didn't trade that. Just basically, when I got stopped out here on the small account, I managed to get this little move on the main account. So it's just a small amount on Guard Force, kind of 1700. We traded Pac West. Where did we trade Pac West? So this is where we traded Pac West. So Pac West bouncing on this kind of red-green line. And then it started to make its move up here. So I traded Pac West and was able to get some of this move up here before it started pulling back, and I got stopped out there. So I made $550 on that one. I was like 2,500 shares. I think I made just over 20 cents, 22 cents on this of this move up. Got in for a break of $6. As it broke these, it retested this level here. So I got in with a break of $6, and I was able to put a 10-cent trailing stop in place, and as this moved up or for kind of 6:30, it pulled back, and I got stopped out. So that was Pac West. We traded Western Alliance. This is one of the first things that we traded this morning. This was pre-market when we traded Western Alliance. So Western Alliance, we got on this move here. It started to break highs. We was able to get on this move here, and then as it started to pull back, I got out for $475. We traded Shopify. So again, Shopify was another one. Just after the open, it started to make its move up. And then a bit of a pullback, and then we got in here for the move up, and pretty much that was Shopify. We traded Shopify a little while. We got a couple of these moves, and then the move up there. So that was Shopify. So we got $400 out of Shopify. And what led us down today was VCIG, and it wasn't so much VCIG led us down, but I traded it poorly. So chasing momentum on VCIG. So you can see this moved up, broke the session highs here, and then it moved up, and I chased the momentum, got in at the top, and didn't cut my losses early enough. So got in at the top, and then got out as this pulled down to the VWAP, so I kind of got out there. It then started to make a move back up, so I got back in, and it pulled back down again. So I ended up getting out as this crossed the VWAP here, and ended up losing $9,000. There's no way I should have lost $9,000 on that, but I just held on to it too long, way too long, and I was in for two big sides, I think 10,000 shares or whatever it was. So yeah, not that was the blot on the landscape. Other than that, it was a fantastic day across the board. Even on the small account, I had that small long trade to the upside, but it didn't detract from the fact that we made good profits on the small account as well. So let's look at. I'll just clear this out, and then we can look at March as a whole. Let's look at the calendar as a whole, and you can see that we had a phenomenal day last Monday. And we've had great days pretty much every day. That was the false start on the small account. So I've imported that because it's important. It's trading profits and losses. So I've imported that $366. It was the false start, and hands up. We went in with 500, just over $500 to start off with on Tuesday, and blew up the account on day one. So that's a perfect example of, look, trading a small account is not going to be easy. So I've been a little bit more discerning with since then. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today. We've had 3 green days and 1 red down the small account. We've had effectively 5 green days now in March with regards to the overall. So Tuesday didn't trade anything but the small account, but 5 green days overall in not March. I said March, I meant May. And it's already a phenomenal month. So if I look at where we're at, we're already higher than where we were in January. Let me just have a look to compare this for the year to date. I mean, year to date, we're almost at 1 million already. We're not even halfway through the year. So it's a phenomenal year so far. But let's have a look at months. So 175,000 was my best month ever in January. I'm going to have my best year ever. If I continue at this rate, I'm going to have my best year ever. Then I had 2 phenomenal months in March and April. And then I'm already past what was my best month ever in January. No longer my best month ever, of course, in May. And we're only, we're a little over a week in. So in theory, if I was trading the main account, focusing on the main account, there's no doubt in my mind we could be challenging the numbers for March and April. I'm taking a little bit of a step back. I'm trading the opportunities as they arise, which is great for me because although I'm making good money with it, I'm not getting stressed over it. I'm not getting pressured over it or anything like that. So if I make a loss, I'm taking it and so what? But I'm not making losses. I'm just being relaxed about it. So look, if trading was this easy all the time, then look, everybody will be doing it. I'm not saying it is easy, but at the moment we've got a lot of volatility in the market. So overall, we've got a tremendous amount of volatility in the market at the moment, and it's, well, quite frankly, it's a joy to behold. With volatility comes opportunity. So that volatility creates the big moves that we can take advantage of. But you've still got to be disciplined. You don't want to be just jumping in and chasing momentum. I've done that a few times, and it's bit me on the butt. You don't want to get demonetized. Just watch your language, Tony. It's bitten me on the behind just by chasing momentum. So when something does start to move, wait for the entry. It will come. So I'll show you the. I'll show you the Guard Force. I'll tack on the recording of the Guard Force AI trade on the small account, and you can watch that. You decide whether it was a good trade or not. And yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good trade, and I was happy with it. So in the meantime, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, and don't forget to join me tomorrow for the live streaming. Live trading an hour before the market opens at 8:30 market time. That's 1:30 p.m. where I'm based here in Ireland, and the same in the UK. If you're based anywhere else, look up your time zones, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Oh, yeah. That's shocking. On n'est pas ici. Il faut Brilliant. What's today's goal?